and you notice the rogue is, you took your power back. You took your self energy back. Another breath. And bring in some more power, some more self energy, some more efficacy, some more okayness. And whenever you're ready, kind of just come back to your space. And it's helpful, maybe jot down what you thought of that can help you with your power and your efficacy and your agency. And open your eyes. And whenever you're ready, if anyone wants to connect or share, more than welcome to.
Sebastian.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, I did
Hi.
not hear from you yet today. Hello.
Don't worry, I'm here. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't at all, I'm gonna like be the other side of it, and I'm sorry if it's triggering for some people. I don't at all relate to anger.
Okay.
I'm scared to say that because then I'll get really angry today. But I don't,
Okay.
it's like, it's not in my operating system so much. I feel like my operating, meaning like that's a protective layer emotion, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
I'm like always operating with fear. So
Yeah.
like very often protective layer to
You
the
don't have
fear.
these protected, right,
No,
right,
mm-mm.
right,
I
right.
feel the
You're
fear.
right there in the fear.
Yeah, like always.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Happens and I'm like, crisis. Anything
yeah,
happens, it's a crisis. And like I'm conscious of it now, but it's like the automatic reaction of anything. Like right now I'm dealing with like an issue with my kids' tuition and it's
right,
ongoing and they're being really cruel and like
right.
it's a
You're
crisis.
and you're right into the fear, right, you're right
Yeah,
in
like
there.
I
Yeah,
have these nightmares and they affect me at night. And like,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
I had this lawsuit that I'm dealing with,
yeah,
and my lawyer that's supposed to be taking the case just called me and dropped the case because
yeah.
he decided his office is overwhelmed. And so now I'm like, okay, crisis. And I'm
That's
working on
powerlessness.
just
Yeah,
right. It comes so fast. And I'm
yeah,
working on like this like regulating like it isn't a crisis. It's just something that like I need to lean into Hashem and
yeah,
and look for guidance. It's just that operating system
yeah,
is so
yeah.
it's like an operating system
So
for
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it's fight or flight, right? And you don't have the fight, or, right? You kind of just have like the fear, right? That you're like, right? That's right. The fight or flight is supposed to protect from the fear, and you're just like dropped into the fear immediately without having, right? Without a lot of defenses, right? For
Right.
better,
No, there's right.
for better or for worse, right? Our defensive
So
mechanisms, are there
interestingly
to
enough,
serve us, right?
interestingly enough, before I started my healing journey, I it was more like an addiction to chaos. So being really,
Yeah,
really, really busy and
yeah,
then falling apart and going into like a dorsal dive.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now I don't necessarily have that addiction to chaos, but it's still always there, that fear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is the work, right? I would say that the work then is exactly this, which is to, in small measures, inviting it in your mind even, and carrying it, right? So that you recognize that you're not helpless, that you do have power, right? Just with, and this is an important piece. It's not always power to do something. Sometimes it's power to hold, right? And so that, right, it's right, it's I can actually, like a muscle, like anything else, if I'm weak and I'm not able to hold my fear, then I can get stronger in holding my fear, right? And so the container, the vessel, I have power
Right.
over this vessel, right? With my breath, with my capacity. And so it's exactly, this work, but incrementally, I would say. Not life is not giving it to you incrementally, but as you do this work, it's kind of doing as much of this regulating the body as you could. So right. And then the idea is not to stay regulated. The opposite. The idea is to agitate ourselves somewhat, right? And have the capacity, right? We don't just stay right. Think about the gym, right? We just keep
Right.
agitating ourselves more and more and more, but we don't overshoot it, right? We build the muscle and then we stretch. We build the muscle and we stretch. We build the muscle and we stretch. Right. That's the idea of anti-fragile that we were talking about. If anyone wants
Right.
the book of the week, the book of the week is anti-fragile. And it's the idea that some things, people, etc., with pressure and agitation and resistance and fear, right, and fear and all that. And so
I
if
guess
we,
my question was more like, could we, I appreciate how I'm like I'm working on it per scenario, but is there such a thing as like releasing that operating system, meaning like somebody is naturally, let's say, more prone to anger. So for me, I'm more prone to just
Just
like
going right to the, right, to being,
yeah, there's no protective, it's just, oh, it's the operating system. It's just like hardwired in me. Um, is that like removable?
Malks, what do you say? Besides, besides for building the capacity with your, right, with regulation and somatic work, maybe Malka knows, she's our in-house therapist. Because I'm the
Well,
coach,
yeah,
she's the
I mean, you
therapist.
can literally rewire your brain. So what for sure you can rewire that operating system with,
Yeah, yeah,
time
yeah.
and putting in the work that you're doing.
Yeah, I think also the idea is what exactly what you said. Like you're right, our perception of, right, it's not what's happening, it's our perception of what's happening. Right. And so
So to
besides for,
like rewrite the story, not like come
yeah,
and write
yeah,
data points like, see, it's gonna fall apart. See, it's gonna fall apart. It's more like, see,
right.
a wonderful lawyer came
Right. Or
is
see,
in
this is
this.
hard and I got this. Right. Meaning
Right,
the story is not bad. Right. I think that right, the
Right.
story that we tell ourselves, right, when we go to the gym and we come out aching or our heart is pounding, right? This is, I always use this example, so maybe you've heard
right.
it. My son had flying anxiety. So, and his heart would pound. And when his heart would pound, the story would be that he's in terrible danger because his heart rate, his mind is getting its cues, not from reality, but from the body. And your mind, by the way, is getting your cues from your body also. And so it's saying, okay, I'm in terrible danger. How do I know? Because my body feel right. My body, I'm having a terrible reaction here. It must be that there's terrible danger, right? And that's similar to what's happening with you, is right there. It's not the reality of what's happening. It's the way your body is reacting to what's happening. And then your mind is saying, okay, there's terrible danger, and they feed off of each other. So what my son did would, he would literally like run up and down the stairs, but like before he was leaving to the airport, so that his heart would be pounding from exercise, so that the story about his heart pounding, and I didn't tell him to do this. This is something he figured out when he was like 15, right? The story that he had about his heart pounding was that I just ran around up and down the stairs, right? And then it didn't perceive it as right. And it's such a simple fix. Like it didn't need deep therapy. It was just like, right, it was a simple thing, but it rewrote the script. And it rewrote the script from I'm in terrible danger because my heart is pounding. It must be something very dangerous to everything's fine. My heart is just palpitating because I ran up and down the stairs 15 times. And so it de-escalated instead of re-escalating, right? And so the rewiring would come from rewriting the script and the story that you're telling yourself. And it starts with, and this is a big one for the Geminis and for the people that are stuck in their heads a lot, is getting out of your, right, not buying into the thoughts that come automatically.
Right.
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 Not buying into it. Right. And so just questioning it. Right. And so I like the idea of maybe, right? Maybe this is terrible. Maybe it's not. Right. Like that's a beginning step towards rewriting it. Right. Maybe this is terrible. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's perfect. Right. Maybe it's God. Right. So it's kind of like I don't have to argue with it because sometimes there's like a deep hold on it. Right. So we start with just kind of rewriting it as a maybe. Yeah. Right. So I